The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, presented by Emmy Harding, Jesslyn Fada, Sierra Scatella, and Amy Crummy. Imagine someone you love going through the worst time of their life. They may think that their only option is suicide. This, however, is not true. Thankfully, there is another option: the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They will talk to those at risk and find a way to help them. Also, they educate people that wish to know more. Depression has various sources, but it is the leading cause of suicide. Suicide can affect not only the victim, but their family and friends as well. If any of this applies to you, please listen, because we can help.
And try and stay out of your head. I have seen you.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has a sad past. Each of its founding members has lost a loved one to suicide. They founded the group in 1987 when they couldn't find a counseling group for the families of those that had died. The AFSP is a nonprofit organization. It is also the first of its kind. There are no other charities that aim to help people at risk. This organization does research, they host hotlines for at-risk people to call, and they educate the public as well as professionals about suicide and mental illness.
Maybe she could not really ever see you through herself.
Their goal is to understand suicide, prevent it.
Change about you or her. Try and stay out of your head.
As suicide is the 10th leading cause of preventable death. Every 13.7 minutes, someone dies by suicide. Age is a big factor in this. 18.6% of deaths are 45 to 64, 17.6 deaths are 85 and over, 10.5 deaths are 15 to 24. Men are also more likely to succeed in committing suicide, while women are more likely to attempt and survive. In 2013, 78.9% of suicides were male, and 21.1% were female. As for a review of the foundation, all the resource websites agree that the AFSP is a reputable charity. They have been dubbed an open book by charitynavigator.org, stating that AFSP has put all of their financial records on the website and have all donation records available to see. 82% of each dollar donated goes to the cause, while the rest goes to paying for fundraisers, administration, and staff. Most of the staff are not-for-pay volunteers, so money typically goes to the hosting services for those at risk.
And try and stay out of your head. I have seen you invent the damnedest thing.
Two success stories I found are from a suicidal woman who survived a suicide attempt and a young man who lost the love of his life from suicide. The biggest help for me and our family was to talk to somebody who had gone through depression and educate ourselves and bring awareness to other people, says Katie on how the AFSP helped her cope with her attempted suicide. If I could have that night back, I would have held her in my arms for the next month, says Eric on the love of his live suicide. The Out of the Darkness Walk. When you walk in the AFSP, the ritual, research, and education programs to prevent suicide and save lives. The walk raises awareness about depression and suicide and provide comfort and assistance to those who have lost someone to suicide. This year, the International Survivors of Suicide Day was November 23rd and helped to gather and comfort thousands. Both new and old came to honor their loved ones and further build a community of survivors.
The AFSP receives most of its contributions from gifts and grants, just over $1 million. Their next largest source of revenue are their fundraising events. They host annual community walks called Out of the Darkness Walks. These events usually raise up to $10,000 or $100,000. In total, for fundraising events, they receive about $10.5 million. Their smallest source of revenue are government grants, of which they receive about $300,000. They also employ a large number of volunteers ready to help anyone at any time. People die every day. That's normal. It will happen to everyone at some point. What's not normal is going against your natural instinct to survive and wanting to escape your own demons. This is the reason why we need to help people. There are several ways you can contribute to this charitable organization. You can participate in one of the Out of the Darkness community walks, which occur annually. You can give a personal donation, you can volunteer, or you can have a personal fundraising campaign.
If you or anyone you know is at risk, please call the organization's hotline number at 1-800-273-TALK. Again, the number for the hotline is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. Get help today.
There